Hi guys, so today we will have another topic about evolution and speciation. So for today we will be discussing on how humans evolved and if humans are still evolving. To start our session, let's have the objectives. First, we have to trace the first record of humans from the primitive Earth up to the present time. And the second objective, we will have to describe the recent human adaptations showing that evolution is taking place in us. Before we go to the main topic of this session, let's understand first how evolution was explained by Darwin. According to him, evolution brings a remarkable change in the morphology, anatomy, and genetic of a living organism, which helps them to adjust in a better manner in the environment and coordinate with the fluctuating conditions with time. Like other organisms, humans could also be stressed by the environmental changes around them. That's why they need to also adapt in their environment and overcome these environmental conditions. For us to understand how humans evolved over time, let's watch this short video clip showing the evolution of man. According to the video, early Homo sapiens spread out from Africa starting around 60,000 years ago, and they have encountered environmental challenges that they could not overcome with prehistoric technology. Organisms related to Homo sapiens, such as hominids, have become extinct because of this, because they could not adapt in their environment and they could not evolve and overcome the stress of the prehistoric environment. Adaptation is essential and in the simplest sense is a mechanism that allows organisms to mitigate the stresses of their environment to ensure survival and reproduction. And according to scientists, there are recent adaptations of humans that could give evidence that we are evolving. The first adaptation is that we are cooling down. In the 18th century, scientists have stated that the normal body temperature of humans during that time is actually 37.5 degrees Celsius. However, as they analyzed medical records from the past 200 years, which included temperature measurements, these records indicate that there has been a gradual decrease in body temperature for about 0.05 degrees Fahrenheit every decade. So, from 37.5 degrees Celsius, the normal body temperature now is actually 36.6 degrees Celsius. Scientists believe that this is possible because in the 18th century, metabolic processes of the body is very high, allowing the body to release heat energy, making the body temperature higher. However, because of the advancement of technology, we are living comfortably in the present time, making our metabolic process lower and releasing less heat energy, allowing our body to cool down. The next recent adaptation is that our genes are constantly changing. Scientists have found out that there are gene variations that are very adaptive. An example of which is in a study in 2010, wherein scientists have stated that there is a statistically significant association between urbanization and the gene that is associated with the resistance to tuberculosis. We know that early century, we are into agriculture and farming, and thus there are opportunistic pathogens and chronic diseases that we could acquire from this particular kind of living. However, as we shift from the farming type of living to urban living, we this particular diseases have also shifted, having now the gene to become resistant to chronic disease such as tuberculosis. Another example for this is that in 2016, there is a specific mutation on the FADS2 gene that allowed to efficiently process omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids from non-meat sources. This gene was found in people who are practicing vegetarian diet. According to Mark Thomas, a professor of evolutionary genetics in University College London, for the last 10 years, we have been evolving in response to the kinds of diseases that we are exposed to. Resistance to pathogens is largely genetic, so that means that natural selection does occur. It's one of the major types of ongoing natural selection in all species. It means that these genes or variations in genes that are adaptive could also help people or humans to evolve over time. And the last recent human adaptation is that our bones are becoming lighter. In a 2015 study, scientists hypothesized that Homo sapiens bones started to weaken around 12,000 years ago. This is because we are not doing any strenuous activity like people or humans living in the primitive times. They have been doing strenuous activities such as hunting, running, and other activities wherein stronger bones are needed. We found that this particular bone tissue, the trabecular bone tissue, this is a porous, spongy tissue found at the end of the long bones, such as our femur, had this decreased in thickness and in volume. In a 2014 paper, scientists also determined that our skeletons have become much lighter since the rise of agriculture. We have become comfortably living and we do not do anything strenuous. That's why we do not need stronger bones or larger bones, unlike the primitive Homo sapiens. This also supports the theory of use and misuse by Lamarck, wherein organs could disappear if we are not going to use it, or body parts could disappear or become weaker if we are not going to use it. Now that we have stated some of the recent adaptations of humans, we believe that this particular adaptations could lead to genetic variations or could lead to more diverse human populations, which is actually a feature of Darwin's evolution. And these variations would lead to inherited traits wherein the genes or the new genes could be inherited by our offspring. And if these offsprings could survive and could compete to the present time, then there would be survival. So for that, let's have this statement from Stock in 2008. It says here that humans display greater genetic unity than most other species, which has led many to assume that human evolution ended with the origin of modern humans. So basically, we are evolving and we are changing. Our genetic makeup is changing. These evolutionary changes could be observed over time. I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. Have a nice day and goodbye.
Goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye.
Goodbye.
And tomorrow just like today. The moon, the bear, and the big blue house will be waiting for you to come and play. To come and play. To come and play. Bye now.